Okay, good morning. I believe we're live. And I'm just going to start here because it's easy with a chart. If you're in my Substack, here's a link to StreamYard. If you're on YouTube, I think you should be able to see it. Gonna be a little awkward here today, guys. So I don't know if I'm live or not. I know this isn't thrilling viewing for people since we're just kind of doing a test. If I knew that there were people here. Oh, I see one person here, two people here. Okay, good. Something is working. I'm not sure what, but something is working, so great. Let me get started, and this will go more smoothly once I get it worked out. Thanks for being my beta testers, so to speak. Okay, so here we are. So, as we know, we let me change the time frame. We gapped up on the China news, on the news that basically of a tariff pause. Then we kind of pulled back a little bit, and then as news came out, because they announced we're going to let you know what we decided, but it was very positive. So then people thought that Lucy would pull the football out from Charlie Brown and maybe it wasn't be so positive. Pretty much the best of all possible outcomes from the cheap seats where I sit was the result, which was basically pause all tariffs for the next 90 days, leave it at like 10%, 20%, something, some frenemy level, and they're going to figure it out from there. So, first, I'm just going to show you some naive gamma from Mentor Q just to kind of get a feel for where we are. Then we'll go to options depth, which shows us really where we are. But even with this, just looking at the chart, you see we just broke above any level that was here. Now the even this model doesn't show the the 5800. There was big open interest at 5800 that was kind of laughable, quote unquote. Oh, what are they doing all the way at 5800? Um, Apparently not so laughable after all. So where do we go from here? Let's just cut to the chase on that, and then we'll come back for the fill. For that, I got to change screens. Let me see if I can do it here the easy way. Let's see. Stop screen. Share screen. This is what we want to see. Okay. So right now we're looking at options depth. And this is showing us depending what view we want, and I'm not going to do a whole walkthrough on options depth right now, customer positions or market maker positions. So for now, let's just look at market maker positions. And this is market maker positions, 0 DTE, apply. Okay. So this is what's in the market maker hands. This is net. If we want to look at calls, let's look at calls for a second. So what are customers, us, long? Customers are long calls at 57.50, 57.75. Little bit of short calls at 5800, which we've blown through, so that was supposed to be. No, excuse me. This is market makers. So just to get an idea from our side of the table, customers are along the 57.25s, along the 57.60s. Some people sold. It looks like 60-50 call credit spreads. Oh well. Some short calls up here that seemed reasonable at the time now are overrun. We got these 5,800 long calls. Somebody has 1,000 of them, yay them. Then we have people sold calls at 5,800 up to 5,825, and they're in the money. And there's stuff higher up. So now I'm going to go to the market maker position. Market makers have the other side of the on the other side of the table. So what we sold, they bought, and vice versa. And so the easy way to think of it is where market makers are short, that's a magnet. That's where we go to. Typically, market makers are short puts, and we break those levels, and we have a reflexive hedging response to the downside. So instead, today we're over 57.50. Was a short call. We have the 5,800 customer long dealer short call. So that's your first inflection point magnet. Stalling around here where we are stalling. And then more sold calls up here, towards 60-50. So that's where we should stall out. If you have questions, put them in the chat. I don't know if you guys are seeing me on YouTube or right here on Substack. Doesn't matter. You'll let me know or type in the Substack chat because I have that in front of me. I don't know how to access the YouTube chat right now. Okay, so now let's look at the heat map. Let's see what's going on. So 5720 is the big, here's the big market maker short positions. So here's the magnets to the downside should we go down. 5,700, 5,800 if we fail over here, if we stall. And that's pretty much how I write my daily plan. If we fail at 5,800, little kind of pull back into this area. We have short market maker long over here, supportive. And here we have kind of the support. Market maker long gamma, we can call it. So in this level, if this breaks and this breaks, then here. 75. Now also we happen to have the 200-day moving average around here. So this area should be defended if we break the round number area. Question is, do we kind of chop and bounce in this zone? And notice there's not a lot in this area. So we're kind of free to chop around here a little more. Should we kind of stall here, this 57.60 becomes the next real test. Now these are short calls, but it doesn't matter. It's short delta. Once it's in the market maker's book, he doesn't care if it's short calls, long puts, whatever it is. He's got to hedge his delta flat. It's that simple. 5750 is kind of the line in the sand if we should really go down. I'm just going through this for the sake of discussion or teaching. I doubt that this is going to happen, but you never know. And then down here are all the magnets pulling us down. So really what we got to focus on is here. Yellow line, path of least resistance. That's the area I showed you here. That's kind of like neutrally zone. Here's where we slow up and get support. So here's our real shop zone supportive area, etc. Should this break over here, we just kind of we have a mildly supportive, and then once we get down here, things could get a little dangerous if we do. This will update later intraday. Okay, I have to change the levels. Let's go. Yeah, no, it was good. 5760 was good. No, 5860. Right, we're in the eights, not this, not the 5860. Excuse me. And 5700. So here we see customer positions. Here we see the customers along the 4800s. They short this stuff, so this is where we should stall. We have the same thing here on the put side. 5700 puts. Now I'm going to have to bring the put side higher. I'm going to have to bring it up to 5800. Want to see what's going on near the money, right? 5800. And we'll just go to 5695 so we can see near the round number. And so you see those 5800 puts. Some people bought them in the pre-market. So there's some customer long puts here. Looks like there's short puts already here. Maybe a debit spread. Looks like they already sold puts at 57.75. Looks like 75.75 wide put spread. And here's market maker positions. And again, I gotta expand this out to 58. I got my brain around 58 and 56.45 just to give a wide view. So this is market maker net positions. Now that's not the same as gamma. Okay, so for example, there's a lot of short inventory down here, market maker short down here, but how much gamma does it really have? Well, excuse me, this is position number. I'm sorry. Here's the position number. But if we switch it to delta, this doesn't look right. It shouldn't have that much delta. I might need to update this. Maybe it does. Maybe it does have that much delta. Who might argue with the computer? Yeah, see, it's got very little delta down here. Surprised at how much delta exposure. There must be a lot down here for it to have this much delta exposure. And here's our charm chart. Gotta change this. And next time I'll be more ready. Hopefully. If not, you're going to get used to me being perfectly imperfect. Hopefully. And here's market maker net positions. This is what I like to look at. We can imagine the path. So 5760, that's net positions, a gamma. His position number doesn't seem to be changing. But anyway, so that's really the plan for today. Do we have any questions? There's a chat here somewhere. Looking at the chat. Okay, yeah, I see Rick B here. Um, okay, so I got two people here. If you have any questions or want to talk about something, I'm going to leave in a minute. Then I'll live stream later during the day, and we're going to kind of get this perfected. I see Poverty Capital. I'm okay for now. We'll try to watch the next one too. Yeah, the next one I'll try to have it pre-planned. I thought I had this one pre-planned, and when I went live, nothing happened. And so also I upgraded to a paid plan on StreamYard, but apparently it didn't kick in because it's showing the unpaid plan. So I sent them an email, whatever. So the under the hood back stuff. Okay, let's take a quick look over here. Actually, let me go over here to the beta version. Actually, we'll go to the beta version later. Okay, I'm done for now, and we'll pick this up later in the day. Probably when things slow down, 11, 12, whatever. I might try and just do a share screen so you can watch without commentary, at 10:30 or something. We'll see. This is a work in progress. Thanks, guys, for being part of the opening salvo. Thanks. Bye.